What is up, everybody? We are back. We're going to be covering episode 5 and 6 of Daredevil Reborn. Sorry, it's been a little late. Had things going on with like work and everything, but I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Listen, the March Madness was going on. Okay, that took over my life. It's still happening. Coming up this weekend, the Final Four. My team, the Auburn Tigers, have made the Final Four. So I have been highly invested in that. And I'm going to be honest with you, man, because we're going to get into these two episodes and like the season so far as a whole. And one of the reasons why like this took a second is we actually watched the episodes, but like, and me and Matt had talked about it after we had watched it a little bit already, like in our Discord. So if you want to join that and be in some of those discussions, man, join the Ko-Fi, or you can just join the Discord for free, descriptions and stuff. And the Discord should be posted somewhere below this video. But uh, it's I'm not pumped every like I'm. This isn't. It's one of those shows that I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm not saying it's bad, but it is one of those shows that I'm not pumped to see it every week. I'm not hating watching it, like hating it or whatever, but it's one of those things where I'm not pumped to watch it as soon as it drops. Like it's not one of those things that I'm just waiting for the end of the week, or like in this case, the next Tuesday to be able to watch the new episode, because it's just not been to that level. And I think I'm gonna let you speak your own mind on that one, Matt. I think you're about where I'm at on it.
I'm still excited when it drops on Tuesdays, but I've just been disappointed every time. And like, I'm current on it. I've seen the seventh episode also, but we're gonna do that one in a couple days, I guess. But yeah, just I keep getting disappointed. I don't know. I just don't know where the. Uh, I understand that it was originally supposed to be an 18 episode season, and they cut it in half. You know what I mean? But just the way they've been telling the story so far, I don't know. I don't care for it. Feels nothing like the old show,
Yeah,
and not like a good continuation of it either, in my
uh,
opinion.
yeah. My thing is like I said, I don't think it's a bad show. I don't like. I'm not like hating on it or anything like that. I mean, I know that when me and you have gotten together for at least one or two of these, and when the whole crew was here, we got some people traveling and everything else, and so that's why it's been me and Matt the last couple times. But like, I'm going to point out my criticisms and stuff like that. That I mean, but that doesn't mean that I think everything is terrible or bad or this is a crap show. It's just like
Yeah,
it's just kind of like a little better than Invincible to me. Like it's not a 5, which would be directly in the middle out of 10. It's creeping around that 6.5. You know, there's an episode here or there that I'd say is like good enough to be like a 7, maybe a 7.5 when you give it in the score at the end of it after you watched it. But there's none of these like banger episodes, right? That you're like, oh shit, I'd give that one a 10, or oh, I'd give that one a 9,
yeah,
uh, and everything else. And that's just one of the when we went back, and we still need to go back and actually finish our rewatch, because we put a lot on the plate there in a short period of time to try to go back and basically try to binge the original Netflix series that is also on Disney Plus. You're watching those episodes, and one of the things I would say is there's critiques you could say about different episodes of even the Netflix series, but
yeah,
everything that surrounded it was so good. Like I'm willing to just let those things go. The problem with this show so far is like you have those things that you can like kind of beat on and like say, oh, this isn't that good, they didn't do this good or whatever, but like the stuff surrounding it isn't good enough for you to just ignore it, if you see what I'm saying.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like, episode 5 would be the bank robbery episode and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And like there was some okay moments during that, but it was like not still. It was just like a not a very good, like I feel like I could have got the same episode off of like a procedural, you know,
Yeah,
like this could have
yeah,
been an episode off of one of those. And when you're watching something like Daredevil, you want something maybe a little bit better. They spent more money and stuff. It was just like different things during this episode of the bank robbery. They just didn't hit like it to me. It just wasn't. It wasn't particularly bad, but it wasn't particularly like, oh, good, like there are
Yeah.
like moments or anything during it at all. To be honest with you, I know you got some of your things, so go ahead. Some of the
Yeah, like
interesting stuff
I
you have in
totally
that episode.
I don't ever see myself rewatching this season. You know what I mean? Like there hasn't been anything memorable where I'm like, oh, I want to go back and see that again. And but the bank robbery episode was like the most Disneyfied like bank robbery I've ever seen. Like from the beginning, I knew no one was gonna get hurt, not even the bank robbers.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the one guy did eventually, but um, like I don't know. There's just so many things wrong with that. Like right away, Matt from blocks away. I don't know how he's hearing this, but from blocks and blocks away, he's hearing that something's going down in the bank. Yet no one any closer is reacting to it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
His hearing thing's gone too far for me. But like
Yeah,
he
it
sneaks into
seems
the
like
bank.
I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to jump in real quick because,
Yeah,
like, I agree with that. Like, it seems more inconsistent. Like, it's I felt like now I haven't went through season 3 of Daredevil from the original Netflix series, but like the first couple of seasons, it felt like there was kind of a clear cut thing that he could do. The only time during those seasons is when he would get on top of the building and he could try to like hone his hone in
yeah.
on some things and try to like hear stuff. So I agree. Some of that stuff's kind of inconsistent to a certain point. And
Usually when he did the roof stuff, he'd hear like sirens and stuff like that, loud shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. No, I kind of agree with that. I think it's a little inconsistent. So, yeah, I totally agree with that. I can get where you're coming from with that. That's as far as this particular episode with the bank robbery goes. Like, it wasn't uh, that really got me. It was more of the detective that's supposed to be in charge of trying to get the people out safe was kind of weak. That was like
yeah,
a weak character, not really a strong character. Especially one now. I would be cool with the character if they ultimately lost. You know what I'm saying? Like this would have been a cool character that like they're trying to do their best to like get everybody out, but something goes wrong and then things happen and you know, uh, but she's kind of like that detective kind of won, and it was like I don't feel like that was a strong enough character that they made to like actually be able to do that, right? To basically get
yeah,
away with almost no one dying, period, and all that. But some of the action stuff in the episode was okay. It was fine. I was kind of cool. I was okay with like the head bank robber, but it's like there was just things, man. There was just these, like I said, it would be things I wouldn't notice if the rest of the episode was like super good, top notch. Some of these smaller things wouldn't come out, and you wouldn't notice them probably as much.
yeah,
But I know, like me and you talked about the head bank robber one time is like talking to the detective, the head detective that's trying to get everybody free, and he's like, "Tell me a joke, and if I laugh, like I'll give you
give you a
free."
third host. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like, and then like it's just not even that great of a joke. He kind of laughs, and then it's like, what happens after that? Like he says something about 10 minutes after that or something. It's like you don't even follow through with the things that you just kind of said, and it was not done in a way to where he was technically trying to trick her. It was almost done in a way to where it was like, oh well, we messed up kind of situation, like writing
yeah,
or editing or whatever it was. So, but like, I agree with you. It's kind of mundane. It's like if I'm watching something like, say, back in the day, if I was watching something like Criminal Minds or one of these shows that, like I said, like procedural style show,
yeah.
there's probably going to be bad things happen. Like people's going to probably die. There's a little bit more stakes there and stuff. But I agree with you. It was kind of bland because I kind of felt like there was nothing's going to happen here.
There was even one guy in the crowd that attacked them, and then they just threw him in with everyone else. They didn't even beat him down or nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and then, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, so Daredevil sneaks in there, and they'll just allow him to come in. They don't just turn him around right away or something. And then 5 minutes later, 2 minutes later, he's like, "I need to go to the bathroom," and the guy's like, "All right." Who else needs to go to the bathroom? Like the people are barely there for 10 minutes. Why
Right,
do all
but
these
it's
people
like
have to go?
they're he kind of causes a little bit of a scene, and then he does the bathroom thing, and he goes
Yeah,
with a guy, and then him and that guy doesn't come back for the longest time. He ends up going
yeah,
down there and like even helping the guy that was like trying to be,
opening the
get into
safe
the
for
vault,
him.
but he could, yeah,
Yeah,
but he couldn't even get in the safe. All this stuff, and he comes back, and it was almost to like nonchalantly, almost like it's not a big deal. It's like,
yeah,
bro, he's been gone. The dude that went to the bathroom with him's been missing. So how, like, what the hell's going on here? Like,
yeah,
it's just that kind of stuff, right? Like I said, if everything surrounding it was done so well, and that was the thing that was kind of bad, then it would be like, okay, I can deal with this. It's not as great, whatever, but everything else is so freaking awesome. Like I don't even almost
yeah,
notice it, and it doesn't really hurt the episode very much. It's like when we were doing a rewatch, there was one time where Brandy was talking about and had a legitimate complaint where Daredevil got in a fight with somebody and he wasn't even kind of like messed up or whatever, and the other guy's almost like, half dead or whatever, looking like he just
yeah,
got ran over by a car. And Brandy was talking about like how fast he was like healed up and stuff like that. But the rest of that episode was so good that like even though you can recognize it, oh man, that was kind of crappy. Like, yeah, that wasn't done very well. You didn't care because the stuff, all the writing, the characters, the like all that stuff was like done so well. And in
yeah,
this one, it's like all the side like so for instance, in the original Netflix Daredevil, all the side characters to me were like done really well. They were cool. I was interested in them and all that stuff. I was even caring about their stories and all that. In this Daredevil, I don't give a crap about any of these characters that's beyond uh, Matthew Murdock.
yeah,
I don't care about his girlfriend. I don't, and it's not because I'm one of those people that's like, oh, I'm hating on her because I like Karen being around better. Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying literally, I'm giving this show like a fresh chance, fresh start. But none of these like characters are like very interesting at all. So like if they do anything without Matt being involved, to me it's not all that good. But then some of the stuff, even with Matt being involved, it's not the greatest things ever either. They've gone to like all these episodes, like five at this point, and then like we did watch six as well because they got released together. But it
yeah,
wasn't until the end of the next episode, episode six, that like we even see Daredevil put on the costume, and you're almost done with the show already. Now
yeah,
you can do that, and it'd be like a really cool thing to do. The anticipation of, oh man, when is he going to put the suit on? If the story that you are telling is really good, right?
yeah,
Because it kind of builds up that anticipation when he finally puts on the suit and all this. It's like a big deal. It's like huge. It's like, oh hell yeah, and it didn't feel that way. And like I will say, the Fist stuff has gotten a little better, but like it sucked so bad to me. Like the first few episodes, like Fisk and Vanessa stuff going on. There were a couple of moments with Fisk being like the mayor that was kind of cool, but they rushed that so fast. How did he become the mayor? All this stuff was
yeah,
done such a quick thing. It wasn't done very well. And like Fisk, I like listen, uh the sixth episode I think does get better because I do like when he throws the axe into home dude and basically says, "Come at me," and like you don't have a chance in hell, so that's why I'm having to give you this axe so that when I
yeah,
beat your ass, like I can still feel okay about it because I'm not just beating some weakling. Like I thought that part was cool, and I did think that like him and Vanessa's stuff has gotten a little better and a little more interesting, but it took episodes to get there, and it still
yeah,
feels a little bit rushed, like that stuff going on. So there's just that. Anything more about the bank robbery episode? I mean, I'll say this: I thought the fight where he Daredevil catches up with the guy who was like the head banker, who's dressed like a cop that's almost escaped or whatever.
yeah,
Daredevil catches up, beats his crap out of him, and breaks his leg. I thought that was pretty gnarly. Hell yeah,
yeah,
but that's like one spot out of a whole entire episode that I just felt was kind of lackluster. Like I said,
mhm,
I don't think it's the most terrible. I don't think it's garbage or anything like that. It's just like one of those things where I'm just I never really got excited, never really cared as much about it as some of the other things. And when I'm watching like one of my favorite shows or something like that, like I'm pretty pumped. I'm pretty invested in it, and I'm just like kind of losing a little bit of my investment as we go. But did you have anything
Yeah.
else on that particular episode, like the bank robber?
Was it at the end of that episode that the two girls run into Muse?
Yeah, I think we get like Muse. It was either this episode at the end or it was the end of the last episode that like Muse actually kind of gets like introduced. I think like his look and stuff to me was pretty damn cool. I kind of liked it. It's not like over the top. It's kind of simplistic, but I kind of like the design they have for Muse and stuff like that. And I was pretty excited. We got this like legit serial killer out there coming about. But yeah, I thought that was okay. I mean, how did you think introducing Muse? Like, did you like his character or think he was at least kind of cool looking? You there, Matt? Lost Matt. Lost my man, so it's going to be me. But yeah, then we go into the next episode, and I do think this episode does get better. Um, I think it. We eventually do get Daredevil at the end, but Matt's back.
Yep.
We got saved. But did you hear that last question? Because I was about to go into the next episode a little bit here. But did you have any like how did you like Muse when you first saw him? Like, did you think he was kind of cool or dope, or did you just think it was like crap?
Yeah, I mean, I like the painting, the murals that he's doing, and stuff like that. But he didn't seem like super threatening to me, honestly. Like, yeah, he took two girls out, but like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Nah, I mean, I'm interested because I love all the true crime stuff, and it's like, bro, this dude's a legit serial killer. We
Yeah,
get into the next episode, and like, we see, we end up getting more Muse and everything else, but like the next episode I thought did get better. We did get to see finally Daredevil in the suit. That's what I was saying right before you came back. And we got to see
okay.
Daredevil. We got to see Daredevil in the suit and everything else, which was like kind of cool. And but the build up just to me wasn't done correctly because I didn't get like super like if you're gonna wait this long in the season to put Daredevil in the suit, like I was saying earlier, I should be fist pumping or
Yeah,
clapping, or like saying hell yeah, whatever. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like I didn't really feel that way. I was just like cool, but that was like my reaction to it because I just don't think it was built up great enough. And then like uh, I think Matt Murdock as Daredevil kind of just got talked down to so much this season, like more than I would like this season because like we had the White Tiger, he gets taken out, killed. Then like I think this is like his daughter or like niece or something like that, but it's one of
niece.
his family members, like yeah, his
Yeah,
niece that like is like I think even in the comics, like she ends up taking up the mantle of the White Tiger and stuff, which is fine. But like her being this young character, just now coming into the scene, and she's kind of like dumping on Matt Murdock,
yeah,
like, and she doesn't even know. I understand her point and why they put that piece in the episode, like what they're trying to portray. And it would make better sense if she knew he was Daredevil. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what she was saying would have made sense if she knew he was Daredevil, but she
yeah,
doesn't know. So she's just like jumping down this lawyer's throat, kind of in a situation. And it's like, bro, we've already had Matt Murdock kind of get, talked down to already in the season. And then, like, we have this character doing it. And it's like, we don't know enough about this character. They haven't, like, earned the right to me to be talking down the Daredevil and stuff. So it's just like some of these things that are happening. Like I said, I understand what they were trying to do, like, and have her like say some things that kind of wakes him up and allows him to become Daredevil and everything else. But even that's kind of like put to the side because the main reason he becomes Daredevil in this episode is because of the fact that she does go missing, which
yeah,
they put out there pretty much and let you know what's going to happen when she's like, I guess I got to take care of things myself. Don't let other people take care of stuff that you should take care of, kind of situation. And it's like, so she's going to go out there, get stupid, and get caught, and she does. She goes out there, searching around and ends up getting caught by Muse.
Yeah.
But like that ultimately is the reason why Daredevil became Daredevil, not because of what she said. So if you're gonna go through that and like have another character talk down to your hero, to the main character of the story, you need to have that be the culmination of some stuff going on. And on top of that, right, you have Daredevil kind of learns a lesson from this talk, right? And then he becomes like, hell yeah, it's a catalyst. But truly, he gets that talking down to, and then the real reason why he like goes and becomes Daredevil truly is because the fact she gets caught, and then like he has to do something at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, I just did you like think kind of the same way about like that whole situation with like her and talking down to Daredevil?
Yeah, I thought her speech was totally like just a push for them to have like a some way to inspire him, you know what I mean? But it didn't
Right.
work. Like the way that the girl was saying it, it was just like, come on, dude, you're gonna talk to this dude that helped out your uncle, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like I said, to me, the speech stuff makes more sense if she knew somehow he was Daredevil.
Yeah.
I would understand it because then I'd be like, she knows he's Daredevil. She knows he can get off his ass and do some things to help out. All she knows is he's like a lawyer. Like, what truly are you going to be asking this lawyer to be doing? So, to me, that's where it kind of falls flat. And like I said, that speech, even if it was a super great one, or even if you thought it was really good, that speech to Daredevil really doesn't even have to happen because, really and truthfully, he becomes Daredevil, like I said, because she goes out, does something stupid, and gets caught, and then like he has to do something at that point. But
Yeah.
one of the main things I'd like to talk about with this episode too is the fact that like, and I talked this to you about this after we had watched the episode a decent amount, was, bro, why do we always have to put we you have to build the bad guy up, right? Now, if we
Yeah.
would have had 5 or 6 episodes of this bad guy doing bad shit, when this episode comes out at the very end and Daredevil shows up and beats his ass like he does, then I'd be like, okay, we got 5 episodes of them building him up, and then Daredevil almost takes him out. I can live with that because it's like, okay, the bad guy did get built up. All this, we barely met the bad guy, and the first time we see him and Daredevil in the same room, he just gets his ass beat. Like, of
Yeah.
course, he gets a couple of shots in here and there, but there was no like real threat that like Daredevil was going to get beat up or taken out or anything by this guy. And Daredevil has him like hanging uh up, and he's like beat. The only reason why this guy survives and the bad guy gets away is because Daredevil goes over because he could hear the heartbeat and he knows Homegirl's dying. So he goes over there to help her out, obviously. And when he does, he has to let him down because he's got him hanged on his like new rope kind of stick thing he's got.
Yeah.
So he has to like let that go so that he can go help her out. And obviously Muse goes to the ground. But like he's helping her and then Muse gets away. But it's like, bro, I mean, at this point, who cares? Like
Yeah.
you already got his ass beat. Like, so what's going to change next time? Like maybe you can make it to where Muse makes some kind of trap that's truly shocks Daredevil or something like that, and he gets like an advantage. Maybe you can pull something like that off, like at the end here. But like you already kind of trashed the big bad,
Yep.
right? Like to me, like he's already gotten his ass beat. He's like a little bitch. Like
Yeah.
at this point, and the like earlier in the episode, they're talking about this guy and he's killing all these guys. He's got like a 60 body count thing going on,
Yep.
possibly even more. Like, if you know anything about true crime like I do, like that's breaking records, my man. So this guy truly has to be like this sadistic killer, doesn't give a damn, like should be really super scary. And it's like, bro, what are you going to be able to do in the next couple of episodes? Because I haven't watched episode 7 yet. I'm going to do that. Me and Matt and whoever else wants to join us is going to throw out like a thing as soon as we can on it, a lot quicker than we did on this one right here. But the point being is, it's like you got. I just don't. I'm not scared of Muse anymore. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody should. Like, and that's part of your problem Because like, is Fist issues with Vanessa and all that stuff going on going to get cleared up in 3 episodes? Uh, are we going to be able to get some story there and enough story that where like that clears up and now Fisk is the new big bad and you just had this guy kind of being a distraction for a couple episodes? I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do here. I don't know, what the purpose of Muse was, but I was like excited. Like I was starting to get a little excited. I'm like, bro, if they do this Muse guy right, this can be kind of cool. Like this true serial killer involved in the show could be kind of badass if they done it right. And I just don't feel like they have so far. I mean, they have a few episodes to redeem themselves and everything else, and have like a very cool way to do some things. But I just
Yeah.
don't know. Like I don't know what they can do to kind of like build him back up if he's supposed to be the main bad guy this season.
Yeah, well, it's like I told you, like we should have been following him since like episode 3 or something. And like a good way they could have tied that in is if someone would have said, like, that's why White Tiger was in the subway and he ran into those cops beating that guy because he was investigating that murderer, you know?
Mm-hmm. You can truly feel that this thing was put together piece by piece. It was already shot one time, then they came in and made changes and a decent amount of changes. And it does almost seem like they kept some of the story to try to save money and some budget. They were like, well, we can work with this. We've got this, this, and this. We can keep that as part of the story so we don't have to change every little thing.
Yeah.
To me, they probably should have just went back to the drawing board and just did the whole thing. Because like I said, I, there's some things in here that I like. There's some things in here that I'm not like as upset about or whatever. But yeah, it's just, man, I wanted this to be, at least 8. I'd have been happy
Yeah.
with a show that I'd rated an 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, still probably a little bit lower than what I thought the Daredevil stuff originally on Netflix was, but I was hoping this could at least get to that level of 8. And I agree with you. Like, Disney got to like make choices, man. You either got to be balls to the wall, hardcore, like Daredevil, because of what they did on Netflix and how popular it was. This should have been a show where it was balls to the wall. You don't have to do that all the time in every episode, but
Yeah.
we should have got more things happening. Like as far as being a little more gruesome when it comes down to it,
Yeah.
and they just didn't, and they're not willing to pull that trigger, and they just kind of babyfy it a little bit. And something like Daredevil, especially from what you started with or whatever, like something like Daredevil shouldn't be like that.
Nah.
Daredevil, that's what can be fun with Daredevil is he's on the streets like getting dirty. So it should be dirty at times, and I just don't know if Disney can do it. I don't know if Disney can go that far. I mean, you had moments during the Netflix series, and like I said, it wasn't like every moment, and it wasn't like in every episode, but like the episode Fisk gets crazy, it smashes a dude, turns a dude head to jelly, banging his head
Yeah.
against the door. You had those moments. It wasn't like every episode, like I said, it was just sporadically done, but it got to that point, man. You got like an episode where the Punisher's coming out of a freak, he's stuck in that jail and he's like coming through there just like murking
Yeah.
and stabbing people with makeshift weapons and shit, like just messing people up, dude. Like, and the fights were more gruesome and stuff. Like, and that's at least what they could try to carry over. And it's just like, man, this is kind of bland. I don't know. Like I said, last couple episodes, we could get some good build up to a finale that's super great. And we have like a badass like fight or battle or confrontation that happens and everything else. And I look back and I go, you know what? Like, they kind of redeemed themselves in those last couple episodes. But I'm one of those people too that's like, from what I've seen so far, I don't have the highest of hopes. Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't think it's trash. Don't think it's garbage. But it's not great either.
Yeah. No, no
That's kind
way.
of the problem. That's kind of the problem.
Yep. Same here, man.
All right, man. So do you have anything else that you'd like to talk about with like episode 6 or even episode 5? Go back to that if you need to. Any like last thoughts or whatever? And if you were to give a grade, what would you give these 2 episodes together?
Episode 5, I'd give it a probably a 5.5, 6 maybe. And episode 7 or 6, I
Episode 6.
mean, I'd
Yeah.
give a probably like a 7.
Yeah, I do think the episode 6 was better. I just grade on both at the same time. Here is like I'm going to give it just a 6. I'm going to give both of them average together a 6.
Yeah.
Give it a 6 out of 10. Like I said, I'm still on the light. Like I like the show so far, but yeah, when I want to talk to my friends about things and recommend things, I don't want to be on the like. I want to be like, bro, this shit is awesome.
Yep.
I can't say that about this show so far. I can go back and maybe I see a friend that hasn't watched the first 2 episodes or the first 2 seasons or so of Netflix series, like on Daredevil, and say, dude, you got to go back and watch that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
This particular season so far, I'm not gonna text my friend or bump into one of my friends and talking to him and then like say, hey man, bro, you have got to put down what you're doing and watch this. I'm not at that level. Not at that
Nah.
level. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to it by the end of this season. But you know what? And hey, let's be honest, even though I'm not giving it raving reviews, it's not the worst. I might not say it's the best either, but it's not the worst Disney Plus MCU show so far.
Yeah.
I'd say it's actually better than some of the other ones. And I'm being more critical of this one because of how great the Netflix series was. Like
Yeah.
I might should have not watched because I didn't watch the Netflix series. I was like, I don't really have the time, man, because like this ain't really part of the Marvel MCU right now. And then when this show got announced, I was like, hell yeah, let's go back. Let's watch like the Netflix series now because it's got the same characters. And so now it's going to count more and everything. I want to know what I'm getting into. Boom, I got into it, loved it. So, like, maybe I'm a little more critical of this because of how great the Netflix series did, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like Netflix knocked it out of the park with all the characters because I started trying to watch Defenders and that crap was not very good so far, what I had seen. So I've only watched like the first like 3 or 4 episodes of like the Defenders, and it's like the I could see where like some of these characters wasn't all that great, but it's not like they did a bang up job on every one of their Marvel like characters that they had at the time. But Daredevil, they particularly did a great job on.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, maybe that's why I'm a little bit more harsh on the critique of this because I was expecting better, man, and I'm not getting it
Yeah, me
so
too.
far. But let's see if it actually gets better. We'll keep covering it to the end of the season. Like I said, sorry this one was a little later than normal. But like I said, man, March Madness took over my world, man. And it's so great my team made the Final Four. I hope they can make it past that, maybe even to a national championship. We will find out. But it's still great making the Final Four. That's like a goal that you want to make. You want to make the Final Four. And the Auburn Tigers did it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, man, that's going to be it, man. Thank you, Matt, for joining me. They're talking about the 2 episodes there, and we'll get together and do episode 7 here not very long from now, the next day or two. Until next time, guys, peace.